Coming up on Talk is Cheap, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at Grandmaster Wolf. We got Telekinesis, Pyrokinesis. We're going to discuss it all right up next on Talk is Cheap. Welcome to Talk is Cheap, where cheapest talk and talk is cheap, ladies and gentlemen. Another edition. Feeling really good. On my left here is Pete Hallbleib joining me.
How's it going, Dano?
I'm doing
good,
quite
good.
well.
I'm getting half jagged here tonight, so this should be a good.
Should be a good episode.
Yeah, interesting episode.
You want the soundboard?
Oh, dude,
are you worthy of the soundboard?
I'm gonna try.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. There you go. Off to a good start.
I actually have my own up here on the computer that I can do stuff.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Awesome. I tell you what, Dan, you gave me a sneak peek to this topic or this episode, and I am super excited. This is right up my alley. I love talking about this sort of stuff. So, folks, we are in for a very special treat, a great episode tonight.
Yeah, so this topic was asked to do by us by Silver Neon.
Ooh, Silver Neon.
Requested this
cool
topic.
Cool name.
And what we're talking about here is Grandmaster Wolf. Now, he is a Taoist monk mentalist, and he lives in Australia. But what he basically can do is move objects with his mind. We're going to watch these videos as we go through here today. It's crazy stuff. Smash bottles with his mind.
Dude, everybody's dream, right?
Yeah, I've sat there and tried to do it myself.
Yeah,
for some time.
I have too, many times. Like as recently as like a couple days ago.
You think you could get it? Like you're concentrating, like getting the pen to move, and it's like, oh, I think I saw it go on macrometer.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man. It only takes one time, and it works.
Oh yes.
So you actually, episode 16 from Talk is Cheap, you covered a guy named Dynamo Jack.
Oh my God, episode
stuff
16.
way back when.
Oh,
I didn't
boy,
realize
oh,
you
boy.
joined our show that early, but yeah, you were kind of on right from the start.
Yeah, there were a few early ones on that I didn't get onto, but episode 16. What episode number is this, Dan? Do you know? Any idea?
Episode 140. You put me on the spot on this one.
Oh yeah, so well over 100. I remember 100th episode was the Bigfoot show, wasn't it?
149 this episode is.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we've been around, and then I mean we didn't even count some like specials we've done or anything, so there's more there than that. So
wow, episode 16. Yeah, Dynamo Jack, he was awesome, and he kind of fell off the face of the earth, kind of wandered into the shadows and never to be seen again, right?
I don't know. I never actually researched them. Have you after that?
No, not after that. I should look it up again, but I remember, I believe we left that episode saying that he kind of just, he broke off contact with the interviewer and they couldn't find him.
So let's just start off with a video here to get kind of us pumped. I'll have to explain this to the audio. I'll explain it anyway because I don't want to play any audio. There's nothing really to listen to, but
okay.
This first one here, he's going to be crushing a bottle. Oh, no, this is a compilation. I'm sorry. Let's just watch this compilation.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got a book. He's laying down. He's got some, the hell is that? Latex membrane attached to a frame.
Yeah.
And there's a hole in the back you can punch through. He's got
a book of matches.
And he's laying that on top of the membrane. I wish the audio listeners could see this. Kind of hard to tell. He's putting his hand over the matches here.
Yeah, doing the Mr. Miyagi prep. With the
and look, it just moves like it's rubber banding. Like the box moves and it's like a rubber band.
Oh, whoa! That does.
It almost doesn't seem like real. Like that one, I was a little like, oh. But I guess the membrane would make it bounce, wouldn't it?
Yeah. If he was putting some force on there.
Oh, here we got a plastic bottle on a picnic table.
Oh, he's gonna smash the plastic bottle, isn't he?
He's using his hands, force down the bottle. And then let's go. Now, okay, we got a piece of paper here on this next one. Let's go ahead and pause it so I can explain.
Yeah, they're holding it against the wall, or we're trying to, and it keeps slipping down the wall.
We got another woman here showing that basically there's nothing on this paper for it to stick to the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she puts the paper on the wall and it just falls right off. Oh, he flipped it around though. You see that?
No, she did both sides too.
Did she?
Back it up. Okay, so she takes the paper. Okay, one side there, no good. Now she flips it.
Oh, she does flip it. Yep. Yep.
Does
And
that
it just
shit.
falls right off the wall like a regular piece of
Because
paper
I did
would.
see that too, and I was like, oh, there's something fishy there. But okay, now he's using his other hand here and and it looks holding in place against the wall.
Whoa. It's like almost static electricity.
And we got another plastic bottle here, forcing it down and crushing it without touching it.
And it
of course.
wasn't completely crushed, but it was definitely like, crunched. See, that almost looks like static electricity there, but from where?
Well, that was very
wow.
interesting
Wow,
set
that was-
there.
That
Crazy stuff, right?
Yeah, it was, man. Yep.
So let's go into some of his more of his background here, and then we'll watch some more videos. So he
Yeah.
does have a clinic, and he helps people with mental issues, schizophrenia, stress, anxiety, depression, and addiction.
Well, yeah,
He does
four
talks
out of
around the
five
world.
ain't bad.
So I mean, he's got to make his money somewhere, I guess, right? He does have an interesting story. When he was 4 to 5 years old, he had hallucinations and visions.
He is weird.
These happen quite regularly. One of the times he said he was sitting on his couch and a wall opened up and then he saw boulders coming at him. And another time he was sitting in his bed and he saw sitting at the bottom of his bed.
Shadow people.
Not shadow people, but he saw people, which reminded me of shadow people. So I'm wondering if that was that.
Whoa. Both of those last two accounts you just said are strangely familiar to like experiences I've had. So that's interesting.
Oh, yeah. What was yours again?
Well,
Real quick.
Okay, real quick. Twice
Yeah.
in my life, I've had it was when I was sleeping. I wasn't necessarily sitting on a couch. Things falling on me. When I woke up, I was like pushing against the ceiling and actually like pushed my head through the drywall on the ceiling, and the other one was like I pushed my arm through the ceiling of the drywall because things were coming at me and falling at me. And the second one was when I was probably about 5 years old.
Wait, before you go on to the next one.
You know.
So the one where you're going up, you think that was your astral body and not your actual physical body?
No, when I woke up, I was standing on my bed with my head, in the one instance, into the ceiling drywall, and the other one was my arm up to my shoulder. And in both cases, like, things were like above me falling on me, and I was trying to hold.
Because
them off.
I had astral body before where I was by the ceiling. I mean, I was sleeping, but I had the astral thing.
Yep. No, I haven't experienced that per se. The other one was when I was 5 years old, and a shadowy figure I saw come into my bedroom and put its arms underneath me and slowly lifted me off the bed. And when I screamed, it dropped me, and my sister came running in anyway.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
I was close.
You were close.
Yeah.
So, Grandmaster Wolf, he went through occultism when he was young. He actually had depression and suicide. He ran away from home. He went into the jungle, and then he talked to...
He's from Australia.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he talked to an indigenous person, and this is when his mind got opened up. And one of the important things he always talks about, that the only thing that exists is now. A lot of us, and I got a couple quotes here, we got to remember this too. The only thing that exists is right now. A lot of us can get into the past, and we dwell on the past. It just creates more issues. So a couple quotes he has here is, you are not your thoughts, you are what is aware of your thoughts.
Yep.
And this is important when he's going to talk about, I'm going to play a couple clips from him about how he does this telekinesis and stuff. Another one is change is the only certainty in life. So a lot of people, I mean, we were kind of discussing this tonight. You work on your job. You got to get that job established. You got to get this relationship established, and a place to live.
It is uncanny, Dan, the conversation we had off camera before this episode started, when I was saying exactly those things to you.
And what he gets to the point of, you strive and strive to get to that point of where you want to be, and you miss everything because it can change.
Yep.
A relationship can go south.
Yeah,
a job,
your life
you can lose
is
that, like
passing
that.
you by to strive for those, and then literally on the drop of a hat, it can all be turned on its ears.
And it's hard because we live in a society where you got to make money. So you kind of get on this kick, but it's like you're missing life. You know, sometimes you're doing something you might not want to do, and you
Bad
start.
idea.
In a way, you kind of start questioning things. And actually, this is why I woke up to a lot of stuff that's going on. I got done with school. I was like, great, now I can make money. And then it didn't take me long. Like 1 or 2 months later, I'm like, okay, so this is it. I worked my ass off to retire.
Yeah, and now for the next 40, 50 years, you're stuck doing this.
Yeah.
And that's the modern slavery that we're all like
this
parts
sucks.
of. You know, I have romantic dreams of being able to go out, live off the land and do this and do that. But the reality is, where can you do that, man? You can't anymore because of the system that's in place. So they gotcha, and they got you, and you're stuck trying to play their game just so you don't have to play the game as long as other people. It's really a terrible.
And he says that this can actually cause people a lot of misery, and this is where a lot of people come with the stress, and a lot of people are seeking his help because of the issues that you get so focused on getting your life established that way. Okay, here's an interesting thing. So he had a monk meeting, if you will. This was in China. The Chinese army attacked. There was 12 of them. Only 3 survived.
Oof.
He was tortured. He was one of these 3. He was tortured for a while, and then finally, by the grace of God, he got pulled up by the embassy, and he thanks them ever since doing that. But they didn't put up with that monk stuff.
What the fuck?
I know, right?
Sorry. Dan gave me the sound bit.
Well, we're banned now anyway.
Yeah.
So let's watch another video, and
Yes,
then we'll
please.
talk about how he does the telekinesis thing and how he goes through that. So this one here, let me get it queued up a little bit.
See, you know what? Okay, for those that listening, this is the first time I'm exposed to this guy. He really approaches a lot of stuff from what I'm perceiving is like hand motions, like I would expect a magician to do, right? Like,
Okay, so you're thinking bunk right away then.
well,
huh?
no, I'm not. I'm just saying that it appears that he's like
Doing all this.
yeah, when he's doing the hand
crazy
motions
thing.
and he's very deliberate and really like exaggerating some hand motions. I just see like David Blaine or street musician or a magician or something like that creeping up. So I'm gonna.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I kind of thought that way too, but when you hear him talk, you kind of you see the genuineness.
Yep, and I just want to just say that's a little bit of a flag going up in the back of my head, but I'm really like literally leaning forward, waiting to see this next video.
Okay, so for those listening here, he just lit a candle. And now he's getting into the meditative state a little bit. Taking his right hand over the candle. Now this is where he's not going to get burned.
Oh God, I've seen people do that, and that is crazy. I've tried that.
I believe he tells the temperature.
That's
of this.
way more than 2 to 3 centimeters. I can tell that. So that's a little
Inches.
bit-
They probably should have rolled.
Yeah, it's more like 2 inches above an open flame candle. I would challenge any of our listeners to try to do what I'm observing right now on this video. I've tried it in many various states of. Oh yeah, and he's even getting closer there. I would say he's probably more like an inch and a quarter from the flame.
1200 to 400
Yeah,
degrees Celsius.
it's a candle flame. His hand should be smoking by now.
So you tried it, you said, huh?
Yeah, this is crazy. I would never do that. He's over a minute right now. And I would probably last 3 to 5 seconds.
And he's still there. I mean,
Yeah.
the camera is going, by the way, people listening, the camera is going around him. I don't see any like
There's been no edits that I've seen or cuts or anything yet.
a minute and a half right now.
And his if you held a hot dog at this level, the hot dog would be burning, it would be smoking, and his hand is not. So that was impressive.
Okay, now the next one. Now this is the pyrokinesis.
See, here's the magician feel that I'm getting, right? Here's just a regular box of matches.
He's got a box of matches, probably a third full.
Yeah. It's
How big is that box of matches? Probably
inch and a quarter by 2 inches, 2 1/4 inches.
it's a bigger
yeah.
box. It's not like your typical.
It's a wooden match box.
He
yeah.
left the top open a little bit, and now he's got his right hand over it. And now he's just doing his mind thing. And now
He
ignites them.
ignited it. Yeah.
And obviously the match will burn after he gets the initial start. But how did he do it, you know?
I would really like to see what's under the table. We saw the bottle crushing. We saw the match lighting, and both were on a table, and in both cases, we never could see what was under the table. That would be the only thing I would ask, is what's under.
So let's pause here and let's talk about that. So what do you think could have been under the table?
I don't. Good question, Dan. I don't know.
Because I don't know anything of like how you could ignite
sound vibrate. I don't know. I don't know. Microwave. I don't know. But that's the only thing that's peculiar here is that you don't ever see what's under the table. But to your point, Dan, what could be under the table that would start a match head on fire through frequency or vibration or something maybe? But okay, does this guy have that? I don't know. He's the video here. It looks like it's in his house. It's got some weird posters in the background of like brains and stuff.
Well, remember he has a clinic and stuff.
Oh, maybe that's what we're in as a clinic. But it is. I don't know. I
obviously being a monk, you kind of know about pressure points and stuff.
Yeah, and I could not replicate this with the knowledge that I have by placing some sort of modern equipment under the table. All I'm doing is saying, I wish I really would have just taken a peek under the table.
Well, let's check out the next one here. So he's got these are longer matches, rubber band together. Just
notice that he's setting it up in the same spot as he set his matchbook up.
He's got a table. It's putting it on a raised table thing.
Yeah.
With a blue tack to hold them straight up. There's like a glass surface on this table thing.
Okay, this is way above the tabletop, a good 6-7 inches above the tabletop.
Now he's doing it again. Right hand out and kind of like a power throw at it, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, he's like definitely like aggressively
taking a little time here, but
yeah, it's definitely taking longer than the other one.
He's got it lit. So again, if there's something under the table, he's got another glass pane above it. So
unless there's you could do it with magnets and coils and setting electrical current up there. I don't know. That's crazy though. I don't have an easy debunking explanation for it. That's for sure. But I did notice that we did not see under the table, and he set up that experiment in the same spot he set up his matchbox experiment.
Well, I mean, if I was doing something, would you
right? Because that was the camera was set up for that. That was where it would make sense to put it there because of the way the camera angle was, right? And I mean, he's got lots. Let's watch some more videos, Dano.
Okay, let's do a telekinesis one because actually we didn't even get to it except for the bottle. Okay, now this is. Mind over matter here. We're going to have a
different table.
Like,
is that his bedroom or?
It's a standing, well, you can stand and it's at waist height table. He's got it showing a book, going through the pages to show that there's nothing in the book.
Yep. That's the same book he used for his other latex.
The magic book.
Yeah, maybe.
He's got a piece of paper. He's flipping it around.
Blank piece of paper. Looks pretty normal.
Put that on top of the book.
Oh, he's got a massage table in the back.
He's got a glass pane.
Yep, like a window pane. Just sets on top of the piece of paper that's on the book.
So we got the book, paper, and this glass pane stacked up. Now he's got a wine glass. Putting on the glass pane here.
Yeah, there's no liquid in the glass. That actually looks kind of neat. It's got like a silver inlay, or not inlay, but a silver coating on it. Oh.
And now the glass is moving slowly. Now, with this one, I will say that they could be vibrating the table.
Yeah.
And not to
it
mention,
almost looks like a vibration, right?
And then how close the camera is, you can't tell if there's somebody vibrating the glass pane at all.
Yeah, because you could totally set up a small vibrating thing off the table leg, and there's maybe like an inch or so difference. But
okay, so now he's got would that be a jar or is that a glass?
Yeah, that's a glass. Yeah,
drinking
glass tipped upside down. Sticker for movement reference, and it's just regular glass. Looks to be glass, could be plastic, I guess. But
so the open side's down on this glass pane now.
Oh, and he's rotating it.
He's rotating it.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh, it's moving. Now he stopped rotating it. Now he's moving it directionally. Oh, he went one way and now he's coming the other way. Now he's going back. Oh, that's interesting.
So again, how do you rotate? I mean, we've done the episodes where you can vibrate sand and make it into geometry shapes.
Yeah, it would be frequencies, right? And then maybe pitch of the table. But that would be a pretty sophisticated setup.
And I believe, I'll turn the audio off real quick for this, but I believe that the sound has been taken out. Yeah, he just put music in, so we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you don't hear the in the background. But one thing I do want to point out though is like look at the other objects on the table. They're not necessarily moving or anything like that.
That's a good point. So if there was something, he would had hook it right up to the glass pane, and maybe that's when the camera panned forward.
Okay, Dan,
when that could have happened.
Can you cut to me on the screen here? Okay, so. All right, here. I'm gonna do some telekinesis here.
You're gonna light that?
No, I'm not gonna light it on. Not pyrokinesis, telekinesis. Okay. So in front of me, I got just a general.
I can get a close up with my phone if you're gonna. Are you doing something?
Yeah. I'm gonna do something here. Yeah, I think so.
Let me go to video.
I'm gonna show my ability to telekinetically move this cigarette. Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to first start by picking a spot out here. Let me look on the camera so you can see here. I'm going to pick a spot right here. I'm going to make a little X. I'm going to concentrate on that. Got this, Dano?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get down. I'm going to really focus. I'm going to really focus hard. I'm going to just drag this cigarette to that spot, that X.
Your thumb was on there.
You want me to do it again?
From my angle, it looked like you hit it with your thumb.
All right, let's try this again.
That's bullshit.
Okay. No, I'm telling you, I'm doing it telekinetically, Dan. Okay, I'm going to make my little spot here. That's okay. I think we can see that on the screen.
See if I can get a better angle here. This is.
What are you watching?
We got to get our audience. Make sure you're talking to Mike.
All right, you're watching, Nano?
I'm watching.
Here we go. I'm going to get down real close. I got to use my mind beams and to do this.
You're blowing that. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, you got me. Of course, I'm not. Of course, I can't do telekinetic powers.
There is
yet.
a thing that I was gonna do it on this show, but it wasn't cooperating with me. I haven't done it in a long time. I just tried it again today. It wasn't working so well with me. But there's this thing called a psi wheel, and you can basically take a eraser, put a toothpick in there. I didn't have a toothpick. Maybe that was the issue. And then put like a piece of tinfoil and have it so that's at that pointed part, and the rest are just folded, so it's kind of a umbrella, if you will.
Okay.
You can put your hands around it and get it to spin, and like I think it's the heat from the hands is what's doing it.
Sure, yeah.
But I was like, when I did it way back in the day, I was able to go, okay, go right, and then I could stop it and go, okay, go left, and it would do that.
Oh, we should totally set that up again.
But like I said, I tried it with a paper clip in the tinfoil, and it wasn't working so well. And maybe it was just out of practice too.
That wood might have been an insulator too to help with it. I'll send you some toothpicks next time I get a chance, Dan.
Yeah, we should have a barbecue now.
Yeah, get some kebab skewers.
Do it now.
Okay, so I want to bring up. Let's get some explanation on what he says. There's two parts I want to play. So this first one is he talks about moving the glass and how you're not really supposed to like think about it here.
No, I can totally buy that.
Yeah, it talks about two ways being able to do it. There's chi energy, which drains you and can lower the lower mind can't control the chi. He talks about how you got to get in there, and you basically have to be in your higher mind to do this.
That makes complete sense to me, right? Because otherwise any old soup can would be out there moving stuff with their brain if they didn't have to like actually work to get into a different state of consciousness.
So
right?
we'll play this clip and then we'll talk about it because there's a couple things I want to point out.
Now, if you sit there staring at a glass and you are thinking, I want that glass to move, I want that glass to move, two things are happening. The fact that you are
thinking about it,
identifying with the thoughts and identifying with yourself as a separate entity to the rest of the cosmos, you will never ever move the glass because you are implying that you are over here trying to move something that is over there. When you get rid of that thought process, you are the glass, you are the moving, and you are the mind,
there is
you
no
are
spoon.
the mover, all at once. There's no separation by thought. It is your thought process that separates you from the actual thing you're trying to do. Let's back up a little bit. If you start to visualize, say you want to move a glass or a bell or whatever, if you visualize you moving the bell, far as your brain is concerned, you've already done it. But it's happened inside your head. Your brain believes that the picture you just created is the movement that you required. And that's where it stops. Therefore, it will never happen outside. So it's your thought processes that separate you from these things. The moment you are the bell, the moment you are the glass, and the observer and the observed, the moment those two things unite by getting rid of separative thought, moving the glass is a matter of moving your finger. You do it every day. When you move your finger, you don't think. You do this all day long.
Okay, that was the first part. Well, he makes
That is so profound, Dan.
yeah, because when we think about, he didn't talk about the minds yet. I think that's on the next clip. But when you drain, like there's a pen there, pen here, and then I always take this off so
Sure,
there's no
so it can roll
reference.
easier,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it rolls easier or whatever. But then you're sitting there. This one's on there good. You sit there and struggle with it, like move, move, move. Like you're putting so much force into it, and then it's all you're thinking about.
So you want to become the pen and move.
Well, you got to think about like it's an extension of you. You're blowing shit.
Sorry, Dan. No, I actually, I make light of that, but that's an old parlor trick or whatever. But he makes good points. It's like it's not anything new. I mean, we've heard about that before, right? Be the ball, Caddyshack. You envision yourself as that object. The challenge is separating your thoughts, man.
Yeah. So the higher mind, that's the other thing he talks about. When you're in that mindset, like the lower mind, you're part of the thought process thinking. When you're higher in the mind, you're just watching your thoughts.
Well, you're part of the environment, the thinking environment, right? Or whatever, the living environment, and your thoughts are part of that.
Well, let's play clip 2 here. He goes into it a little in layman's terms, if you will.
The layman will understand what's going on in your head as you move an object. That's the main question.
Okay. I can give you an example of where it happens every day. Zen archery. Zen archery only occurs when there isn't a single thought in the mind. And you have to realize that when you stop thoughts, the moment they stop, even if only for 2-3 seconds, and I mean stopped, no thoughts at all, 2 or 3 seconds,
That's
means
tough.
that you have no concept that you are there. You have no concept that you are there separate from the object. You have no concept of the object. You don't even have these words in your head. At that moment, anything and everything is possible.
Yes.
If anything happens in my head, it's only for a moment, and that is turn off the lower mind for a moment. Thoughts. Now, what I'm going at here, you may even be able to relate to this yourself. When you're a kid, you get a handful of stones and you want to throw the stone at a target, and you look at the target, you focus on the target, and every single time you throw a stone, you miss. But you'll notice that when you're looking away from the target and you're just throwing your stone up in the air and catching it, and then the moment that you're not thinking about anything in particular, you look at the target and you throw the rock. You'll hit it every single time. Most sports people can tell you that this happens a lot. And it's only at that moment when they're not thinking. If you watch an American baseball player, he's looking at the batsman, he's doing his little movements and picking his nose and doing all the signs that they do to each
I like
other.
this guy.
But when he's ready to throw, he looks away. Then he'll look and throw, and he hits the mark every single time. That's Zen archery. That's Zen in baseball. That's how it works, and that's how you move things. It is only at the moment when you don't have any thoughts that are implying that you are separate from the thing you are going to move, and that's what does it.
Okay.
It's not. There's no special thought process. There's no special mantra that you chant. That's all silly stuff. Not how it works. It's all
Crazy,
quite real
crazy
outside
stuff,
of
right?
the mind. It's all connected. It's not as hard as you think.
Now watching this in this
I totally agree with him so far, Dan. Really, I do. I
You don't think he's full of shit? Is what you're saying? Uh-huh.
my silence is my rebuttal. My interest is peaked here, and I will be doing some.
Watch this bell in this video.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to totally be into this guy after.
I mean,
we're
they're
done here.
gonna point it on the screen, but for those listening on the audio, there's a bell with the how you would set a bell down. It's got actually one of those dinging bells. You hold it by the handle.
Sure, yeah,
and it's sitting down.
You ring for the maid to come in or the butler to come in.
The moment you work on yourself, the moment you go inward, the moment you put your thought process back in its place, the moment
Watch
you
it now.
step out of your head.
No.
I mean, that
Like
looked
that?
effortless, did it not?
Yeah.
Now,
Go back. You got to replay that, Dan.
Yeah, we'll go back.
the moment you step out of your head. and
No,
move
go back. I need to see that one more time. I'm sorry. One more time.
out of your head and move things.
Now, you could make the argument that, for those listening, he tipped the bell over.
Yeah, but there's a bell behind him sitting on a shelf, and he just.
You could make the argument that like he had it on a string or something and then was able to hit
The
it with
timing
his foot.
of his hand motion and his comments was just. That's why I made you play it 3 times. It's like too simultaneous. I don't know how he would have done it. Because it was like instant, it would just worked well with what he was saying and when his hand motion, that bell went. And if you actually listen to it, the bell dings before it tips over. So it's almost like the actual striker or whatever you call the bell swing or pendulum hits before it actually goes over. Can we see that one more time?
Wouldn't it? It would still ring though. I mean, if you tip it over, it would.
Yeah, but watch it one more time. Listen to when we hear the bell ring.
All right, I'll back it up here.
One last time.
The moment you step out of your head and move things.
You
It
hear-
did actually. You're right.
Before
It
it
did
actually
ring.
tipped over, the bell dings first, like as it's tipping
it rang inside before it actually had a chance to completely
tip over.
tip over to the
Out
bottom.
of your head.
Yeah, so
which
there was
tells me
something-
that
he had force inside of it.
Yeah, that inside pendulum bell
That's-
striker thing went before it actually tipped over.
That's a great point because I didn't even think about that when I captured it. So
No, that was impressive, Dan. Funny story. I'll digress here. I had a college buddy. My freshman year, sophomore year of college, I was friends with a guy big into martial arts, claimed to be a black belt or whatever. You know, he had some chops, but he wasn't like, Bruce Lee or anything. But he said that one of his, teachers, senseis, whatever he called him at the time, was capable of doing this kinetic movement and looked me in the eye and said, I saw him get upset once and turn around and sweep his hand and his desk that he had in the corner of the dojo or whatever. He swept a bunch of books off it. He said he was 20 feet away and just swung his hands, was upset because I didn't do something right and he
Holy
was
shit.
frustrated. And he said he watched his desk just get swept off and cleaned. That,
that's crazy.
yeah, that's just, one of the things that led me to where I am today is like hearing stories. A guy looks me in the eye and tells me that.
Yeah, because when you did Dynamo Jack, you were under the impression that it was real for him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that was super. Dynamo Jack is, and even right now, Dynamo Jack is more convincing to me than this guy just because of for number one, the type of film that was used to record him was reel-to-reel film. This was not digital stuff that they were recording. So very, very difficult to do any of the manipulation you see in today's technological world. But this guy's, I'm going to definitely check him out outside of this. This is interesting. I like this. He's like the modern Dynamo.
Okay, so we're going to do the knife one here next. So what he's got here is a knife in his right hand. And he's taking his left hand and he's actually going to cut it.
David Blaine shit here, man.
He's poking, got the tip on there. He's driving it in there pretty good.
Yeah, the person on the right is like, visibly like kind of shocked and appalled that he's like hacking his hand apart right now. And I am too. Just so you know, that's kind of gross.
And that's obviously bleeding.
Yeah. That's not.
I suppose a lot of magicians actually do this one, don't they? I never thought about that.
Yeah, this, which kind of goes back to my other thing is there's like this kind of magician magic feel that he's kind of approaching.
Okay, so he wipes up a little bit. Now he's using his right hand again to focus his mind and chi on the wound. And he's going up and down with it, circling a little bit. Up and down some more. And now he's going to wipe it all up here.
See, I feel like I've seen that magic trick before, Dan.
Do you know how it's done?
Magic knife.
So the knife just bleeds is what it is?
Yeah.
But actually, let's rewind that because I did skip that where she was actually looking at the knife.
Yeah, let's watch that again.
But I don't...
Pick a knife.
Pick a knife.
So
Could have 3 good ones.
Well, she could, that, or she could be in on it from the get-go too, right, as an actress.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, it looks, Dan, you and I looking at this looks like a regular knife. Like, it doesn't even look like that fancy of a knife.
Okay, so that was that one. There's another one here that I'll just skip this one. It's a bowl of water, basically, and then he just vibrates the water. But again, that could be with some sound, so...
Yeah, you put the
won't
subwoofer up underneath it.
We won't focus on that one.
Well, actually, play that and see if he overdubs it with music.
It is.
Okay, that's a red flag, Dan, all right?
Well, a lot of these are. So
yeah, big red flag.
Okay, so this one here is the part of the igniting paper on fire. So, and there's a debunking side to this one too that I'll play as well. Okay, so he's got regular note paper. He rips out a...
God, the way he approaches it has such a magician feel to me, Dan.
There's no wires or chemicals. So he's holding it flat in his right hand. And
and he's still doing the hand, like you can tell he's like
the
focusing.
hand's shaking a little bit.
Oh, and you can see the paper's actually like kind of curling and stuff a little bit, Dan. You see that?
Yep, curling and
yeah, like there's
browning
heat
in the middle.
Yeah, there's like heat being applied to it.
And then it starts on fire.
Ooh, interesting.
So let me see if there was sound on this one.
Okay, so for starters,
yeah, it's overdubbed again. So
well, look at you can see it's physically like crinkling a little bit, like what I would envision, like an indirect heat source on a piece of paper. I've started plenty of campfires, plenty of grills, but watch how quick this paper burns, Dan. And it ignites here. And look at that. Dude, what piece of paper do you know that ignites that fully and completely?
Paper goes pretty quick.
Not that quick. Not that quick. So I keep swinging back and forth on this, Dan. It's like he's got some pretty compelling stuff, but to me that looks like a parlor trick.
Do you think that would be possible if you had like a blowtorch up above this one? Let's just think of that theory for a minute. Would that be plausible?
Oh, yeah, that could be, and he's just withstanding the pain. And especially if you've got like low ignition paper, like magician's paper, it wouldn't take that much heat to get it to ignite.
Oh, I suppose there.
I mean, you've seen the pieces of paper magicians use, and they just flash up and they're gone, and
yeah,
I mean, it could be a hybrid of that. Because when that started on fire, Dan, to me, that burned really quick. It burned bright and fast, and he threw it quick into the dumpster, whereas a piece of paper I didn't feel would have burned that quick.
Yeah, so this is one of the debunking videos I wanted to show. Now, this guy basically took some chemical and put it on the paper. He used white phosphorus and benzene.
Yeah, we ran across this in a previous episode too, I think, when we talked about someone starting something on fire.
So I'll just play the actual experiment part, and we'll see how similar this looks versus what happened.
The video.
All right, so basically, I'll turn it down a little bit here. It's just playing music.
Cue ominous.
So he's doing the same thing.
Oh, so he's on a regular notebook, so that's cool.
He rips it out. He has a hard time ripping it out of the notebook.
Yeah, he does. He didn't really do it that great.
Okay, so now he's just saying on no chemicals or wires. And he's trying to act like he's burning it. Like
Okay, that doesn't.
It kind of
look-
went up a lot quicker.
Yeah,
didn't
that
it?
doesn't look the same. But
And it's not coming from the middle.
you see what he did is he put the reactive chemicals on each side of it. And when he folded it in half, is when it started on fire because when they mixed. But Panama Jack or whatever his name is,
Dynamo Jack.
Dynamo Jack.
Panama.
Yeah, he didn't do that. Ooh, see,
The thing is though, what he's doing he's outside doing this, so the sun actually kind of activates it. The chemical reaction once it gets
it's photosensitive or whatever.
So he's outside, one, and two, it's not going up the same way.
No, it definitely is not. It is not igniting the same way. You don't see the curl of the paper before it, and I will give him that. But also, though, it is not burning as fast as the other one.
Exactly. So
Either. I wouldn't say that that's debunked. I don't think that what we saw was debunked there,
I don't think
per
so
se.
either. But like you said, I never even thought of magician paper or anything like that to use for the other one,
Yeah.
the original. But that's definitely a possibility there.
What else has he got here? I mean, I keep going back and forth. I'm on the fence on this guy here. But I liked what he was saying about the mind and the manipulation and stuff. That makes sense to me.
I don't think there was too much more. Let me click on this one.
The Iron Fist one.
Oh,
is
this
there
one
a
I don't-
brick or a block or something.
I don't really care for this one, but he's got a block here. He's a brick, I guess, on a fence post, and now he's just going to take his hand, his right hand.
He's got like a deer skull sitting next to it too. It's kind of weird.
And then just punch through
Oh!
it. But he didn't bring his hand way back to punch in
No.
it. But I mean, you could
No,
say
that's
that
the old Bruce Lee trick there.
you could say that the
Can you slow mo that at all?
no. Oh wait, I think I can. It's gonna be shitty though. Playback speed,
There you go.
order.
Yeah, try that.
All right, he's got his hand and brings it back. Probably what? Oh, not like a couple inches. He brought it back.
Yeah. That was quick, even at quarter speed, though. I mean, he did get on that quick.
But you could say he had a hairline crack. In
Yeah,
there or
how-
something. That's how
is that how slow it can go? Is that the slowest?
that's the
it's gonna go?
slowest? Yeah.
I mean, Bruce Lee was big into this, 2-inch kind of punch thing. He did a whole deal with that. So I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with this guy, and I'm not gonna call him a liar. I definitely need to look into more, but it's interesting. This is the kind of stuff that got me interested in all these topics in the first place, Dan.
Well, so that was basically about it. I mean,
Dynamo Jack. No, sorry. Shit.
Grandmaster Wolf, not to be confused with Grandmaster Sexay.
Yeah, or Grandmaster J. Yeah, okay. Grandmaster Wolf. Okay.
All right, so love it or hate it, it's something to look at.
Interesting, Dan. I appreciate this light, kind of a lighter topic. It's not nearly as controversial as the stuff we've been talking about recently.
yeah.
And this is good.
Desperate times calls for desperate measures.
Well, I
so.
wouldn't even say desperate. I think it's just a nice, refreshing change.
All right, I want to say thank you to everybody for listening. A big thanks to those listening to us on the audio podcast. That is probably the future of this show if things get shut down or whichever way they go.
So tell
I
your
don't know.
friends to subscribe to YouTube. Send them complaints that they're shutting us down, man.
YouTube's dead. That's the thing. So yeah, you can go over to BitChute. BitChute, we could probably get about 200 views on a video over there.
Yeah,
Ish.
yay.
Well, it's like
we used
starting over again.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And that's really depressing because there's a lot of folks out there that could, at least get some things to think about on what we talk about. So
But we're not real journalists.
Journalists.
everybody's a journalist, just like everybody's a.
CNN can say
Photographer.
anything they want. They can say anything and it's fine.
Yep.
100% monetization because, they're broke.
We know that.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Talk is Cheap. We'll see you guys later.
Let's hear it in the comments, folks.